welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, which you probably don't because this is only my second YouTube video, my name is Bree and I'm an illustrator, graphic designer, animator, all the things, and I've recently begun my journey in creating my own children's book. Now in my last video you saw how I researched and conceptualized my book. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. And as promised today, I will be showing you how I write said book. So let's begin. Okay, so I have my mood board and outline open right now, so you get a general sense of what I'm writing. I'm not the strongest writer, definitely not the strongest reader. I'm assuming when you're writing children's books, you have to put on like a baby brain, which you think would be easy for me. We'll see. So now if you remember, my book is gonna be for my baby cousin Brooklyn. She's around like the 3 to 5 reading age group. She's 3, which is a bit challenging because I have to figure out how to make this simple yet interesting and dynamic with very interesting verbiage and special and about her. Writing a book is really hard. Okay, so I just spent the last 2 hours watching YouTube videos. They were very helpful, I needed them, but I'm gonna link all the ones I like down below. And what I learned from them was, main character has to have a strong personality, enticing first page turning middle, satisfying ending. Action should be consistent, language is simple, a story moves forward, 500 to 700 words, art must convey more emotions than text. So with all that information, I think I'm ready to start writing. Okay, is it weird that I'm kind of like scared to start writing this? Like I know when I start that it's gonna be fine and I'm gonna get into the flow of it, but right now I feel like SpongeBob writing his essay. So that's not good. Maybe I need to eat something. I ate something. The beginning. So the beginning has to have a hook that the readers are going to grab onto. Why should they be reading this book? What makes it interesting? So let's start with that. Okay, so this is my timeline. Basically, the synopsis of the story is Brooklyn is getting tucked into bed. She follows this light and a trail of candy to all these different places, and then she learns to overcome her fears. Anyway, that doesn't make sense probably, but it will later on, and it does in my head. Okay, anyway. Number 1, she needs to get tucked into bed. She looks under her bed, sees a light, finds Candy City. Then she sees that there's loud noises. This is how she conquers fear 1 of loud noises. Then she goes to Monsters Beach. She hides from the scary monsters. That's a fear that's happening there. And then she decides to tell them jokes. So that's going to be one of her talents, overcoming the fear of monsters. After that, she's going to go into a scary forest. So this setting has to do with her fear of being alone. And to overcome that fear, she's going to sing, crawl right back into bed, go to sleep, the end. I wrote it. So this is my first draft. Okay, I'm gonna read a little bit of it. I've been contemplating whether or not I want this to rhyme. I think I would like it to rhyme. One of Brooklyn's favorite books is Goodnight Moon. Does Goodnight Moon rhyme? I think it does. Anyway, so let me just read a bit of the beginning so you get an idea of just my exact writing style and abilities. It's bedtime for Brooklyn, so mommy and daddy tuck her in, then close the door and shut the lights. But Brooklyn sees something shining in the night. It's coming from her bed. What can it be? She takes a peek underneath. Look, a piece of candy. That was my attempt to rhyme. Am I being consistent? No. That's kind of an idea of where I'm at in terms of my writing skills. Is it great? Not entirely. I think I need a little more help. And who always helps me when I'm writing something? AI. More specifically, ChatGPT. Now, I know the subject of using AI for any kind of creative work is quite polarizing, but since I'm not a professional writer, I don't have an editor, and I don't know an editor or a writer, this is kind of my only option for sprucing up my writing. Okay, let's put this into ChatGPT. So I'm gonna say, ChatGPT, rewrite this so that it rhymes. Copy and paste that. Enter. Let's see what they got for me. Okay, so this is what ChatGPT made for me, and let's read that. It's bedtime for Brooklyn. Her day's work is done. Mommy and daddy tuck her in the setting of the sun. They close the door, the lights go low, but in her bed a shining glow. Brooklyn joins the candy parade's fun. Drums go boom and whistles in the sun. And whistles in the sun? Okay. So obviously it's not perfect, and I wouldn't want to keep it, exactly how ChatGPT wrote it. But this is a great start. Oh my gosh, it sounds so much better, clearly. Is it perfect? No. Do I have to go back and try to make it my own? Yeah. I am gonna change some parts of it to make it sound more like how I originally wrote it and to sound more like a human, right? But I think it's good for now. So for example, of me changing things. It's bedtime for Brooklyn. Her day's work is done. I don't like that. Okay, we have sun and done. Oh my gosh, the way I'm gonna have to look up rhyming words. Rhyme zone. Okay, let's do words that rhyme with done. Gun, fun, hun, run. Oh my goodness, okay. The sun's, whoa, can we spell? The sun's gone to bed. Mommy and daddy tuck her in with a kiss on the head. Oh my gosh. I'm so good at this. Oh my gosh. Moving on. I'm gonna have to change a lot of that. Skip to the ChatGPT version revised. Here's what I have so far. I'm gonna read you a little excerpt from it. Okay. Brooklyn starts singing her favorite song. Fireflies gather and the darkness is gone. With her twinkling light, she wipes her tears. She follows them out without any fear. Are you kidding me? That sounds so good. I'm gonna read you the last part. My bed, she shouts, running to sleep. She crawls in bed and dreams of sheep. What a great adventure Brooklyn has had. Tomorrow she'll wake up and tell mom and dad. Whoa, that's fire though. Like, why is it so good? Why is it so good? Okay, is it perfect? No. Will I have to revise a lot of it? Probably, but so far it sounds good. I like it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now I have my story. I'll most likely have to tweak it once I start laying out the pages and seeing what could actually fit onto the page and what sounds good. Okay, so now I'm in InDesign. I literally haven't used InDesign since college. It just always gives me a headache. I don't love it, but it will be the easiest way for me to lay out and organize these pages. Right now I'm just using an 8x11. When it comes to bleed and sizing and everything of how I want this book to be, I can always go back in and, change everything. But for right now, let me just put down the bare bones of this story. So I laid out all of my pages. See, look, I kind of stuck to my 1 to 2 sentences rule, which is good. Let me give you a little preview. Okay, so let's start here. What's that shining in the night? Something glowing, something bright. Brooklyn peeks. What does she see? A piece of candy, sweet as can be. Okay, so I laid things out kind of like where it is in my head. So over here, I'm gonna have like her on her bed, looking down. Here, I'm gonna have her looking under her bed, and this is where she's gonna actually be like walking and following the piece of candy. I made sure that I kept each rhyming verse together on pages so that it's not confusing. Like, for example, I wouldn't want something like this, like, the parade is quiet, nothing is wrong, Brooklyn leaves the city feeling grand. That doesn't work. It sounds a bit odd, so I have to keep all the rhyming words together. Like, Brooklyn leaves the city feeling grand. She finds a sign that points to the sand. So, right, that's, the rhyming line. I'm just trying to see, like, how it flows. It sounds pretty good to me. Good start, good start. Wow, okay, so that was challenging, but honestly kind of fun. I kind of liked it. I can't complain. Like, trying to convert serious topics into information that kids can digest is like an art in itself. Shout out to you authors out there. It's hard. It is not easy. So in my next video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite part. Character design. Woo! I've been waiting for this part since I started this project. I'm finally getting into the art part of it, the hard stuff is over. No, it's not. The hard stuff is not over. If you want to see that video and follow me on the rest of my journey, please subscribe. It's free. Also, don't forget to like this video. I post new videos weekly. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm not gonna call it the other thing. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!